maknood at matuto kay Teacher Maya. At ang topic natin ngayon.
Hello everyone, today we are going to discuss zero and negative integral exponent. So this is the continuation of our last topic, which is the law or the rules on exponents.
So the first is zero exponent. So if a is any non-zero real number, then a raised to 0 is equal to 1. Okay, so ibig sabihin nito, kahit na anong number or variable that is raised to 0, the answer is 1. For example, we have 5 raised to 0. So since the exponent of 5 is 0, then this power is equal to 1. Example number 2 is negative 7 raised to 0. So the answer here is negative 1. Bakit siya negative? Because yung 7 lang ang naka-raise sa 0. And 7 is preceded by a negative sign. So, negative 7 raised to 0 is negative 1. Example number 3 is 2x raised to 0. So, 2 here is the coefficient of x raised to 0. So, ibig sabihin, x lang ang naka-raise sa 0. So, x raised to 0 is equal to 1, then multiply it by 2. The answer is 2. Then, fourth, 10,000 is raised to 0. So, the answer here is 1. 5 is 13x raised to 0, y squared. So, dito, x lang ang naka-raise sa 0 and that will become 1. So, 13 multiplied by 1 times y squared is equal to 13y squared. Next is quantity for a raised to 5, b squared, c is raised to 0. So, ibig sabihin nito, itong buong term na to ay naka-raise sa 0. Ibig sabihin, the answer or the value of this power is 1. So, tandaan, any real number that is not equal to 0 is always equal to 1. If a is any non-zero real number and n is a negative integer, then a raised to negative n is equal to 1 over a raised to n. So, paano nakuha ito? Just get the reciprocal of a raised to negative 1 para the negative exponent will become positive. Okay. Now we have the rules for negative exponent. The first one is a is raised to negative n. This is equal to 1 over a raised to n. Then, second, 1 over a raised to negative n is equal now to a raised to n. Then, negative nth power of a over b is equal to a raised to negative n over b raised to negative n. And syempre, hindi tayo mag-stop hanggang ang exponent is negative. So, paano natin gagawing positive ang mga negative exponents na to? Pagbaligtarin nyo lang ang mga terms. So, kapag ang negative exponent ay nasa itaas or the numerator, then ilagay nyo siya sa denominator. And kapag naman ang denominator ay may negative exponent, dalhin siya sa numerator. So we have now b raised to n over a raised to n. For example, 3 is raised to negative 2. To make it positive, get the reciprocal of 3 raised to negative 2. So we have now 1 over 3 raised to 2. Then, get the value of the power 3 squared, and that is equal now to 1 over 9. Second example, 2x raised to negative 7. So, ang naka-raise lang sa negative 7 is x. So, ibig sabihin, 2 will stay sa kanyang lugar, then bababa ngayon or mapupunta sa denominator ang x 7. We have 2 over x raised to 7. Number 3 is 4x is raised to negative 2. So para maging positive, ang 2 we have now 1 over quantity 4x. Then this is raised to the second power. Then we have 1 over. The square of 4 is 16. Then square of x is x squared. We have now exercises. First is 2 over 5 is raised to negative 3. So this is 2 raised to negative 3. Then, 5 raised to negative 3. Then, pagbaligtarin natin para maging positive ang kanilang mga exponents. So, 5 is raised to positive 3 over 2 raised to positive 3. Then, of course, we are going to get the value of the powers. 5 cubed is 125, then 2 cubed is 8. Next is 7 over x raised to negative 2. So, ang naka-raise lang sa negative 2 or sa negative exponent is x. So, para maging positive siya, ilagay natin siya sa numerator. So, we have now 7x squared. Next is x squared multiplied by x raised to negative 10. So, the operation is multiplication. So, ang ibig sabihin, i-add natin ang mga exponents. So, 2 plus negative 10 is equal to negative 8. So, the answer now is x raised to negative 8. Then, syempre, dapat maging positive ang exponents. So, we have 1 over x raised to 8. And for the last one, we have d raised to negative 2 over c raised to negative 3. Since our numerator has a negative exponent and the same with our denominator, so pagpalitin lang natin yung lugar nila. So magiging c raised to the third power over d raised to 2. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you for watching.